some of the sights and sounds that went on last week at Aggie Madness that kicked off A&T's basketball season. Aggies, welcome to the Aggie Sports Report. I'm Ashley Corley.
And I'm Ian Deere. We'll get to basketball in a little bit, but the Aggies football team had a big game against Norfolk State.
And the winner of the game determined who would be #1 ranked team in the MEAC.
The game was so important, I had to go up to Norfolk State to bring you all the action myself. The Aggies traveled up to Norfolk, Virginia, eager to prove that their previous loss to Howard was a fluke. But early in the first quarter, Norfolk State quarterback Chris Wally completed a 4-yard touchdown pass to give the Spartans a 7-0 lead. At the start of the second quarter, defensive back Justin Farrell picked off Chris Wally's pass in the end zone and returned it 36 yards. Later on in the second quarter, Lewis Kendall connected with Wallace Miles on a 16-yard pass to the 1-yard line, which set up a 1-yard touchdown run by Ricky Lewis, tying the game at 7-all. Towards the end of the second, Kendall continued to connect with Wallace Miles and put the team in position for this field goal from the 20-yard line, making the score at halftime 10-7. The wind was a factor all game long, especially on this 1-yard punt by the Aggies that gave the Spartans great field position. They would score a 3-yard Randy Maines touchdown, bringing the score to 10-14. But Lewis Kendall would get his chance in the fourth quarter to score the final points, driving the Aggies 54 yards to the Spartan 13-yard line. After a sack on first down, second down, Kendall floated a pass to Wallace Miles that falls incomplete. Third down, Kendall fires a pass to Larry Raper that is dropped. And on fourth down, Kendall throws to Torian Warren and he cannot bring it in. The Aggies fall to the Spartans 14-10. The loss against Norfolk State drops the Aggies' record to 3-2 in the conference, 4-4 overall. The Aggies' next game is Saturday, November 5th at Florida A&M. I'm Ian Deere for the Aggie Sports Report.
Wow, that was such a low-scoring game. And how it came down to the last drive, I know I would have been on the edge of my seat.
Well, the entire stadium was on the edge of their seat, and we were only a catch away from being #1. But I guess you can't win them all.
You can't. Well, there was a lot of interesting action in the MEAC this weekend. Here are some of the MEAC results.
With the exception of the Aggies, a lot of teams got blown out this week.
I noticed that too. Maybe it was because of Halloween this weekend.
Maybe. After the Aggies lost to Norfolk State, where does that put them in the grand scheme of things in the MEAC? Let's see in this week's MEAC standings.
Okay, so we fell a few spots.
True, but we can make up some ground that we lost with these upcoming games.
Just stay focused on these upcoming games, I think we can get back to the top of the MEAC.
I agree, but that loss to Norfolk still stings, and up next, I talked to Coach Broadway about the loss and our upcoming game against Florida A&M.
And don't miss our first update on the year on Aggie baseball. All this and more after the break.
So these are the big times now, all right? You're with the Aggie Insider. I know you're used to doing like football and basketball things, but I mean, let me tell you, we're on a whole different level. But you know, stay the same, you know?
Evan, wait a minute. What's going on here? There's lights, there's camera. What is this?
Ashley, hey.
Hey.
What are you doing here?
I'm here to tape the show.
See, you were late. So what happened was, I thought it'd be cool to have a backup host.
A backup? So
yeah,
you're replacing me?
Not replacing. No, just he's on standby just in case anything happens.
Standby.
You know,
okay.
I mean, think about it. Think about this though. You know, look, he's the bulldog, right? So the girls automatically love him. I mean, look at that face. Look at him. He's just. All right, and then also he appeals to guys because listen, he's macho. He's big.
Evan, he can't even talk.
Well, that's okay. He's got character. He's charismatic, Ashley.
Evan, okay, look, it's either me or the bulldog. Which one? You're thinking about it. Wow. Okay.
But he's the bulldog.
Whatever.
Ashley, what? Ashley, wait. Ashley, come here. We can fix this. We can do something different.
This is our world. It's a place of wonder, a place of opportunity. It's also a place that graduates of North Carolina A&T State University enter with grand ambition. Classrooms, hospitals, corner offices, laboratories. These are the places where our students flourish. It's proof our graduates leave here prepared for the careers that await them. It's why you'll find Aggies everywhere, making a difference in the world.
Welcome back to the Aggie Sports Report. It was another close loss for the Aggies, losing 14-10 to Norfolk State. What did Coach say this week?
Well, obviously there were a couple of miscues on Saturday. We still need to iron out, but we still have time to right the course. Take a listen. All right, I'm here with Coach Broadway following the loss to Norfolk State. Coach, talk about what was the major factor in that game.
There's a lot of factors, actually. You know, one, critical situation, I think, was the blocked field goal. You know, if we get that field goal in the fourth quarter, kick that field goal, and then when we get the ball again in the fourth quarter down on the 13-yard line, we'll kick another field goal, we win. But lo and behold, we get a freaking field goal block. We had 2 of 17 on third down, 1 of 5 on fourth down. So those are a number of situations that I thought that led to us getting beat.
Okay, yeah, you mentioned that stat, 1 of 5 on fourth down. 2 of those was on the 11 and on the 13, I believe. And I think we went for it. Talk about that decision to go for it instead of trying for the field goal.
Well, you've seen us try to kick the ball, and unfortunately I'm losing a little bit of confidence in our kicking game. And then the wind was so heavy a couple of times. If we'd been going the other way on one of them, we would have gone for it. But the wind was just so powerful up there, didn't want to take a chance. And the one that we did take a chance on, we ended up getting blocked, which was a game winner for them. Because if they don't block that one, then we kick a field goal in the end, and we win the ball game.
Yeah, I believe the wind was about 20 miles per hour with wind gusts of like 29. So kicking was pretty difficult. Did that change the plan of attack after halftime?
It did, and we discussed it at halftime, and we decided that we was going to take the win in the fourth quarter. And we challenged the team at halftime. You got to hang in there in the third quarter. We got to hang in there. We got to absorb some hits in the third quarter, then come back out because we're going to have the win in the fourth quarter. And they were able to get that 7 points on us in the third quarter, which was a difference. If we could have hung in that third quarter and gotten out third quarter with the win, then probably would have helped us a little bit, but then we didn't hold on in third quarter, and of course we let them go down and score with the win. So, but that's the decision we made, and that's the way we wanted to go, is we wanted to win in the fourth quarter.
Okay, 2 consecutive losses. I think most coaches would be seriously worried, but those 2 games were really close. We could have won those games. What do we need to do to get out of the slump?
Win those games.
Period.
Period. But we need to execute a little bit better. And, we need to take advantage of the opportunities that we have. And you get the ball in the position we had the ball, then we should have scored the last 2 games and won the ball game. But, I'm going to say it again, maybe we're not good enough, or maybe we didn't execute well enough. I like to think we're good enough, but we're not good enough because we didn't win. But you put yourself in that position, then you got to learn how to win those ball games.
Okay, I know the boys were disappointed because of the loss. So what did you tell them in the locker room after the game?
Well, I just pointed out why I think we didn't win the ball game and what we need to do to win the ball game when we get in that position again. And hopefully, we'll cover it again with them today and the rest of the week. And we got to continue learning. Every moment with this football team is a teaching moment. And, we hadn't taught them well enough how to win. We hadn't taught them well enough how to finish. So that's on us as coaches to get over the hump and to continue to teach them how to win and how to finish.
Are you still proud of their effort?
Yeah, the guys are giving what they have in, and I can't fault that. The guys are actually trying, and I've said so many times, and this is no excuse, but it is an excuse. I feel like I'm in the Middle East, and how you see those tanks rolling into town, and you have guys coming out throwing rocks at tanks. That's how I feel sometimes with 30 scholarships, and we're playing guys with 80 scholarships, and even with that, we still had an opportunity to win the ball game. And, I don't know. It's just painful being in this position that we're in because these guys are suffering because of what someone else didn't do. And it seems so unfair that, the university and these kids are suffering because of someone else's lack of dedication or lack of doing the right thing, and they put these kids in that position. And to have on 30 scholarships at a major university at this point in time is embarrassing, And just talking with the guy in Norfolk State, he has 82 guys on scholarship. We have a grand total of 30. So that's the battle that we fight every week. So we're going to get our little rocks, and we're going to see those tanks, and we're just going to start throwing again.
Well, you've won 4 with those rocks, so great effort from the team.
Well, that's because of our kids and our assistant coaches done a good job of getting the guys prepared, and we just got to learn how to win the close ball games now.
All right, speaking of getting prepared, we have Florida A&M next week. They have 2 consecutive wins. What's the secret behind their success?
They've gotten better, and that's the key. We told our guys, 6, 7, and 8, those ball games are so critical as far as what type of football season you have. And if we'd have won the last 2 ball games, we could be sitting here, 6-2 at this point, and in pretty good shape. But now I think we're 400. They're 4-4, and with Florida State and not Florida State, FAMU and South Carolina State on the book. So we got to play. We got to get better. And we got to go down and challenge them, and hopefully we can get out there with a win. That'll be a great win for us.
One thing that Florida A&M does well, their last game against South Carolina State, they held the ball 43 minutes to 16 minutes. How do you game plan for a team that holds the ball that long?
Well, I think in some cases, I think that stat is overrated because I was looking at the Houston scored 70 points and they had the ball 21 minutes. So it can be, if you can strike fast and score quick, then that doesn't matter. But, a lot of times it keeps your defense off the field when you can control the ball. We're more of a ball control type offense, because we don't have the striking power because we just don't have, the firepower right now to strike from anywhere on the field. I think we probably have 2 or 3 guys that can make the big plays. And other than that, that's why it's so hard for us to create 2nd and 20 to come back from because we're not a big play type team.
Okay, well, hopefully we have enough firepower for next week. Thanks, Coach, and good luck against Florida A&M.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and thank you.
Not happy about the loss, but at least it was a close loss. You just have to gather yourself up and make some adjustments.
Well, they better make their improvements quick because next week we have Florida A&M.
Carmen Robinson has a look at next week's game in Tallahassee.
The Aggies look to snap a 2-game losing streak when they travel to Tallahassee, Florida to take on Florida A&M University.
We're looking forward to going down and playing hopefully a better football game than we played last week. I know athletically they're a very talented football team, and that's scary. They're fast and they're athletic, so we got to play really well this week.
This game is critical as far as the conference standings go. as both teams are locked in a four-way tie for fourth place in the MEAC, along with Hampton and Bethune-Cookman. A&T almost pulled off an upset over the Rattlers last year, losing 22-19 in overtime in Greensboro. FAMU's win gave the Rattlers a 6-game winning streak against the Aggies, and A&T hasn't won in Tallahassee since 2000. But first-year head coach Rod Broadway has the team playing at a higher level this year, and A&T has a legitimate chance of ending their losing streak.
We just got to point some things out to them this afternoon. We got to look at the tape real carefully and learn from it and move on, because I think we'll have a chance of winning some more ball games if we can continue to improve and if we can get better as a football team.
Broadway knows his team will have to execute better than they have the past 2 games in order to come away with the victory.
We're not good enough, or we're not executing well enough. And I think we're good enough to win, even without those 30 scholarships. And, you know, talking to coach before the game, they're sitting up there with 80 freaking scholarships and the full amount of time they practice during the course of the week. And, you know, we took it down to the wire, but we still should have won. And that's the bottom line. We got to learn how to win those freaking ball games.
Saturday will mark the 3rd straight away game for the Aggies. A&T will head to South Carolina State before finally returning home to close out the season against North Carolina Central. For the Aggie Sports Report, I'm Carmen Robinson.
It looks like another tough game for the Aggies, but we can pull it out.
Yep, girls volleyball had a game against Central recently. We will bring you an update on how they did after the break.
And stay tuned for the baseball news. We'll be back in a minute.
The College of Arts and Sciences is the largest college at North Carolina A&T in terms of students, faculty, and number of courses taught. Our students gather to research the causes of climate change and meteorology, study human depression and social work and biology, and perform on Broadway. The university and community relax in the cradle of arts and sciences through WNAA, the University Gallery, our HDTV studio, and the award-winning University Marching Band. Visit us online.
In the College of Engineering, we build bridges from the simple to the complex. We have graduate and undergraduate programs in 6 departments. Our students and faculty study topics that touch your life today and affect your world tomorrow. In the College of Engineering, we make the future now. For more information, visit us online.
Welcome back. Let's quickly check out these results from the MEAC Cross Country Championship last weekend.
The men's cross country team finished 5th in the annual MEAC Cross Country Championship.
The ladies finished 8th at the MEAC Championship, but one notable performance was Janessa Ben, who missed being all MEAC performer by 1 second. She finished in 15th place to earn a spot as an all-conference performer. So the baseball team season hasn't started up yet, but they still do plenty with the Greensboro community.
Chantel Statham has the story on how the team is giving back to the community.
Over 50 high school baseball players participated in the first annual Aggie Baseball Clinic. The 2-day clinic was held this past Saturday and Sunday at War Memorial Stadium, which is also the Aggies' home field.
2 sessions, session 1 yesterday and today. We had about just over 52 guys. I think right at 52 guys for the 2 days, so not a bad turnout for our first official camp at North Carolina A&T State.
Camp participants came from several high schools in the Greensboro area and found the clinic to be very helpful.
I think it's a very good idea. You know, it's a little workout, gets you in shape, teaches you what you have to do to play college baseball, so I think it's a great clinic.
The clinic provided an opportunity for these young athletes to get personalized training from college players and coaches. And Coach Sanchez says he may have spotted a future Aggie or 2 among the group.
A couple of kids we're going to follow, and a couple of kids that are in their senior years that'll be guys that we're going to go after as well. So overall, we thought it was very productive. We had some guys in there that we're going to try to eventually get here at North Carolina A&T.
The clinic was so successful that Aggies plan on holding another clinic or 2 before the season begins. I'm Chantel Statham with the Aggie Sports Report. Can't remember.
Bowling is off and rolling.
Let's check out how they did this weekend.
The Aggies bowling team capped off their weekend at the Wildcat Invitational with a 1-1 record, defeating Salem International University in 4 straight games and losing a tight match with University of Alabama at Birmingham 4-3. The team bowled a match-high 172 points against SIU, and senior April Terry bowled a season-best 227 points. The Aggies will host the MEAC Southern Division Invitational November 11th and 12th in Greensboro, North Carolina.
The volleyball team recently played a game against NC Central.
Here are the results from that game. The Lady Aggies volleyball team had a tough time against rival North Carolina Central. They lost all 3 sets despite recording a better attacking percentage than their last game. Gina Daniels led the team with 10 kills and 4 digs, and Tatiana Cooper finished with 6 kills and 14 total attacks. The Aggies' final 2 home games will be November 4th at 6 p.m. against Florida A&M and November 6th at noon against Bethune-Cookman.
The girls are still having a tough time, even at home.
Yeah, but one player who has really been a standout in most of their games has been sophomore Tatiana Cooper.
Tatiana Cooper, point A&T. Tatiana Cooper, point A&T. Tatiana Cooper.
Win today. Everybody just came out, played their positions well, and it was just a great match. It's our first win in the conference, which is, a great opportunity to have since last year we were defeated in the conference. But yeah, that puts us up in the conference. That's the most I've had. That's my season high. And I had a pretty rocky start this season. I sat out the last game, and I was just fortunate to come back today. I really just pushed, and I was ready to play. Showed up today.
Match up with Tatiana. They had a little bit smaller block out there that she was facing, so it was really good for her to get over and hit over that smaller block. And it just played into our favor that we were able to get the lineups and the matchups that we wanted. So it really panned out for her, and she did a great job. She didn't try to press too hard. She swung cleanly, and she hit really well today. So we were very happy with her efficiency.
Expect us to win every game from here on out in the conference, and if we show up and play like we did today, we should be able to defeat like the rest of these teams and just keep pushing and at least come 3rd or 4th in the conference. So.
At some point you just feel like, are we ever going to get there? Are we ever going to get there? And today a lot of things clicked for us. So it was really nice to see that their hard work had paid off and they got rewarded with a win. So it was really a pleasure to be out here with the girls today and get my first head coaching victory and our players' first victory of the season and in the MEAC. So it keeps us alive.
Well, with the play that Tatiana Cooper has displayed over the past few games, I feel confident about their chances in finishing out the rest of their schedule.
Let's see the Lady Aggies' remaining games on their schedule.
Time for another timeout. When we come back, we'll bring you up to date on the swim team.
And let the madness begin. Basketball season is right around the corner, and A&T knows how to get everyone excited. Stay tuned.
This is our world. It's a place of wonder, a place of opportunity. It's also a place that graduates of North Carolina A&T State University enter with grand ambition. Classrooms, hospitals, corner offices, laboratories. These are the places where our students flourish. It's proof our graduates leave here prepared for the careers that await them. It's why you'll find Aggies everywhere, making a difference in the world.
The Aggie swimming team competed against Howard University and Virginia Military Institute.
The swim team is continuing on their winning streak. The Aggie swim team won their first meet of the season, earning a split and a doubleheader against Virginia Military Institute and Howard University, ultimately winning against VMI and losing to Howard. Junior Lauren Bowling had yet another outstanding performance with the first place for the second straight meet in the 100-yard butterfly, with the best time of over a minute. Freshman Danielle Jackson won 200-yard breaststroke with a finish time of just over 2 minutes. The swim team's A and B relay teams are finishing on top.
The ladies swim team has a couple of meets coming up in November.
They'll be on the road in Virginia for their next set of meets, but make sure you support the swim team.
Well, we are slowly but surely coming to an end in football season.
That's right, and basketball season is quickly approaching. A&T knows how to get everyone excited with their annual Aggie Madness to promote the basketball season.
Ashley Washington has more.
Hi, any Aggies in the building tonight?
The blue and gold marching machine ushered in the night and got the crowd hyped. The excitement continued as the Aggie cheerleaders strutted their stuff. And there was plenty of other festivities which contributed to a party-like atmosphere in Corbin Sports Center.
First one going.
Then came the main event, the introduction of the fall sports teams, including the women's basketball was next, followed by the men's basketball team. The two basketball teams then competed in a three-point shooting contest, which was won by Jeremy Underwood.
Shooting the lights out on the basketball court this season, man. Y'all make sure y'all support them.
The women's basketball team opened their season on November 11th when they compete in the Iona College Tip-Off in New York. The men also opened play on November 11th as they traveled to Omaha, Nebraska to face Creighton. I'm Sierra Tribble for the Aggie Sports Report.
Now, I know how you are about football, but I personally cannot wait until basketball season starts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but you know, we'll get to that debate later.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we're out of time.
Make sure you tune in next week for our show as we preview the basketball season and a recap of the Aggies versus Florida A&M game. I'm Ian Deere.
And I'm Ashley Corley. And don't forget to tune in for another week and another edition of the Aggie Sports Report.